Good morning, everybody. Here to show you how to use the new features we've launched on the deal room on the Raise platform to get a sense of how to close your round and close your fundraising round on the actual deal room in the platform. So here we're in a company called Blackstar Demo. I'm in the fundraising tab on the left and I can see scenarios. So what we've done is we'll build a platform that makes it easier for you to integrate terms into a deal room, fill out the deal room, and then launch a deal room and track invest activity. So in this case, in this company, the first thing I'm going to do is create a scenario. So I know I want to raise money by the end of this year. So I'm going to fill in the scenario to understand what the impact of my current terms are going to be on my cap table. So I know I want to sell about 10% of the company. I'm raising 600,000 US dollars, and I'm using a convertible note on a safe. And here I'm going to continue filling in some details about, this funding round. And at any time, our team is happy to give feedback on this, to help you through this process. And then as I'm filling this data, what's happening is that in the back, the cap table is crunching all of this data. And once it's finished crunching all this data, we're going to be able to see how much ownership would have changed after the round and all of the safes would have converted in the company. So here we finished filling out the details of this scenario. I filled down the details of when I'm looking to raise this convertible note round. I fill in the details of what happens to those convertible notes in the future when they convert. So I'm going to save and create this scenario. So next, what I'm going to do is check out the impact of this scenario. So here, when I open this little model, open, close, I can see there are shareholders on the cap table. There are convertibles on the cap table, and here to see what happens to the shares and the cap table after the deal, I can apply a scenario on the top right. I can see the ownership, how much of the company will be sold in the future. I can see that the convertibles have converted into shares for shareholders as well, and I can see the dilution on everybody. So I know Sobechi went from owning 90% of the company to now owning 57.64% of the company, so his dilution has dropped and his share ownership has dropped. So for each one of these scenarios, I can build them out for safes. In this case, we're doing it for preferred shares at the bottom as well. I can see that. And here for each one, what's unique about the deal room now is that after I've modeled out a fundraise, I may have fundraised before, I may have not fundraised before, but the idea is that you don't want to spend too much time thinking about the mathematics behind the deal. So here, what you're going to do is you can take these scenario terms and put them in the deal room. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create terms from the scenario. I'm happy with this safe at 600,000 US dollars on a valuation gap of 4 million. So I'm going to attach it to my deal room. So here what just happened is I've literally created terms for my fundraise to raise 600,000 US dollars on a post-money safe with the valuation cap. And now these terms are in my deal room. Anytime I can switch out the terms. So if I knew that my Series A was a better deal, I can just switch it out and the terms automatically adjust. So the cap table is integrated of your company into the deal room itself. So you can create these terms for investors and you can edit these terms at any time. So instead, let's say I wanted to raise 700,000 US dollars, and this terms would update automatically. And these are what your investors are going to see and experience. Here we've built a small little round simulator. So you know that if you're speaking to an investor and they want to invest 20,000 US dollars into the company, based on the scenario data, you can simulate what their ownership would be. You can see what the value of that ownership would be in the future, and investors get to see this tool themselves. And in an article, you can see what the investor view kind of looks like. And it tells you all the details for that investor in particular. So you can get back to the investor pretty quickly with the details that they need. And then here we have the details that you can see about building the cap table and the company overview, some financial data and information, as well as the team and documents. So here what's interesting about what we've built as well is that you can invite investors to view activity and pause access and monitor access. So in this case, I can invite investors manually. I can put in their email, or I can just copy the link and send it to them and they can sign up automatically. And what's cool and interesting is a much requested feature is investor analytics. So now you can track what your investors are doing in your deal room. So in this case, I would have invited, let's say, this person down here, Leo Financing, or someone else who's actually accessed the deal room. Let's see. So this person has access to the deal room. So in this case, in my investor analytics tab down here, I get an overview of what's happening in the deal room, how much time was spent in the deal room, what documents were viewed, how many documents were viewed, who viewed my deal room specifically. We can see one person viewed this deal room and how much money has been committed. So here I can go granularly, I can invite investors, and I can continue tracking the activity individually. So here I can see an audit trail of when this person signed in and what they did. So I can see on August 27th that this person signed in, they made a commitment of money, and I can see that they simulated investments using the simulator I built for my scenario, as well as looked at different documents. So here I can see and get a general overview of what's happening in my deal room and for my investors at all times. So with these tools, not only can you build a scenario, attaches the terms into your deal room, you can fill in and build out the deal room yourself. You can then invite investors to the deal room and track their activity down to anything they clicked on, anything they did, because then it helps you understand who's serious, who's not serious as a part of your fund round, and who you can focus your energy on to close your round. And investors on their side, what they see is they can click on a button, invest, you get notified, and from there you collect your cash to keep building your startup. Thank you today for this quick demo. Always happy, and we're always here every step of the way to help. Thank you.